Well, welcome back, everybody. It's been, Jesus, I don't know, week and a half since I've done a video. I've been busy. We've got all the floor painted in here, got some, stuff put where it belongs. Still got to move some of that stuff a little bit. I want this the larger of the bandsaws moved over closer to the door, and of course them boxes need to go out. Anyway, I got a few things to move, but as you can see, I put some overhead fans up. That one runs smooth as glass. This one here, I have been frigging with it. I tried to do this up there, and I started and stopped it so many times. Looking up and down the ladder, I ended up getting vertigo and motion sickness, and yeah, put me out of commission for an hour or so. So right now, things are pretty well balanced. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take the drill and the pop rivet. You notice it didn't go back. And when it stops, it tends to just stop. So I think it's pretty close. It doesn't really seem to matter. It turns real easy. So anyway, I'm going to pop rivet this stuff where it's at. And yeah, we'll go from there. Well, I've been frigging with this fan now for another 5 minutes. And I've got it so pretty much wherever it stops, it stops. It doesn't go chasing itself back. So it's kind of static balanced. I don't know if dynamically balanced, if it is or not. But I like the way it's acting. I'm going to plug this in real quick. And I'll hang on to it with one hand. And we will see whether or not, if I can find the other end of this plug, kind of a little difficult thing to do because I got to hang on to it when I plug it in. So I'll get one of them just started here. Pinch that with my arm. There we go. And be ready to push it apart in case something goes south. That's feeling pretty good so far. Very, very little, if any, vibration. Yeah, I think I got it. That's a little bit right there I'm coming into. But not bad. Yeah, I'm going to call that a win. We'll take the power off of it and let it come down. Got to hang on to it so that don't hit the bench. Got to be prepared to grab it quick too and stop it because the dogs, I don't think they're over here being real good in the corner. Carol's out in the pen there cleaning stuff up. So figured I'd keep them in here. So anyway, we'll stop this thing. This thing's made in China, so one of the blades, this one right here, you can actually look down at it. You can see I tried to balance it once before while it was up in the air. I didn't have good luck. This is where the weights need to go, one there and one over there. So we'll drill and put some on. Yeah, I just drilled the holes off camera, 1/8-inch holes. And we will load one of those pop rivets in. Come on. Yeah. Of course it's not going to go easy. There we go. Oh, yeah, I guess that's all right. And if you've never seen a pop rivet work up close, it's pretty interesting. It just pulls the nail back and swedges it. Whoop. Of course, when that does it with a power one, it does it so fast. And then you just dump your rest of it out the back. And so anyway, yeah, pretty neat rig. You got to do very many holes. It's worth it. Yeah, we got one of them on this one. I'm only going to put one on this, a little tiny piece. Wow. Now, it doesn't leave much of a mark, you know, just the head, and won't hardly notice it, especially when it's running. But yeah, this thing was way out of balance, out over an ounce. This blade here, when you look at the edge here, you can actually feel it and you can see that it's thinner. This is a very thin piece of metal compared to the other two. So anyway, I'm gonna go put her up there. It's pretty simple. So this thing might be a unbalanced machine, but it's fairly well designed. They get this pocket up there, so you go on up and you just set it in the pocket. And that's where it hangs, and it makes it kind of nice because you don't have to hang on to any weight while you're trying to put the wire nuts in. Got to hook all the greens together along with that bare ground. This gets a hold of the other white, and the black gets a hold of the black wire nuts. I'm not going to show that. It's just straightforward work, and we'll see what she looks like here when we get her done. Yeah, we got her all hooked up. It's hooked in with this one. I got it hot wired into the end of a cord because I don't have the thermostat hooked up here yet. The wires are all run down here. They're in the box. They're just not hooked up. So yeah, we'll take this and plug it in, see what happens. Well, they're both turning. That's a plus. Let's see if she wiggles. Before I balanced it, it had almost a 3-inch wiggle to it. It was a lot. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a wiggle, but not much. Still out a little bit. So that's from, you know, a static balance to a dynamic balance, which would be when stuff's in motion, it acts different. But it's pretty close. I'm happy with that. It's not creaking and groaning anymore. Well, not much anyway. This one here, you can see it wiggles about the same. Actually, it might even wiggle a little more, but it doesn't make any noise. This one always wants to creak a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna call that a win. Because when I get the rheostat on, you're not gonna run it wide open. So, yeah. Anyway. So, I'm happy with that. That's one project done. We'll unplug them because, like I say, no sense in running them right on high all the time. But I've been almost 4 hours frigging that because I tried balancing it up there. And that turned into a shit show. Kept looking up over my head. Had my head tipped sideways because it was so the fans wouldn't hit my head because I was way up high. And I had the plugs up there on top of the ladder. I kept plugging them in, unplugging them, watching it stop. After about an hour and a half of that, moving weights and tape and stuff, and it's like, well, this is stupid. Well, I was getting it better all the time. But all of a sudden, I began to feel sweaty and hot, and it's like, boy, I gotta get off this ladder. Well, by the time I got over to that little chair over there, I was about ready to pass out. And I had the damnedest, I guess it was vertigo, from having my head tipped sideways and watching that fan go around. And anyway, it was bad enough. I laid there in that little love seat there for an hour or so before I felt good enough to make it into the house. And I went to bed for about 2 or 3 hours. I got up and I was feeling better. But yeah, I learned there, stay off the ladders when you're trying to balance something like that. So I took it down, screwed it onto the table. Wasn't 15 minutes doing what I'd been spending a couple of hours trying to do. And like I say, it's not dynamically balanced for motion and centrifugal force, but it's static balanced. So it's close enough. It's going to work. You could frig with it for hours trying to get it perfect, and that's good enough. So anyway, yeah, if you've never ever had the chance to use an air pop rivet gun, I don't know what they cost nowadays. I don't think they're that bad, but they are the ticket, I'll tell you. I bought that doing some airplane experiment stuff there that I was doing, and well, more than paid for itself. I love the thing. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to continue cleaning my crap here. This thing, you couldn't even see the color of the table a couple days ago. So I've been putting stuff away little by little, you know, getting my boxes put under there, and I'm, you know, getting stuff put away. So pretty happy. Yeah, that's the only piece I haven't got painted in here is that little bit of floor, and I got a whole gallon of paint left. So I'm gonna wait till the warm weather hits, which will be another month or so before we stop freezing at night. And then I'll do this landing, this out here, this in here. So that's a later on project, but I just gathered up my galvanized spikes for my air nailer. Them was out there. I got to get everything together, because what happens is I've got so much crap that I set it wherever I used it last. And then when I go to find it, I can't remember where I used it last. And anyway, so I've been gathering nails, which is a good thing. I got a whole pile of them on that over there. That's where I'm going to keep them all. But anyway, yeah, not much of a video. Haven't been doing anything exciting. I just took the stove apart in the house. It's a Harman wood stove. It's about 18 years old. It's a TL300. It's a big one, biggest one they sold. And the burn box in the back, the reburn box. Went to clean it, and it just crumbled into pieces. While the only people that I guess are selling those on the internet that I could find was out in Montana. So I've got one ordered anyways. Should be here middle of next week probably. So for right now, we're burning oil. No big deal. I mean, we got the oil, the tank's full, but we like wood heat better. So anyway, I'm out here with the dogs. They're both sound asleep. Moxie was crazier than hell this morning. We wondered if what was wrong with her. She just wouldn't settle down. She was running around the house crazy, like I told Carol, I think that dog needs a Prozac or something, and she was crazy, but she's finally settled down. She's got a lot of energy, that redhead. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Keep safe, everybody. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully here I'll get into some more stuff. I'm gonna be headed downstairs next week. I've done about all I can do up here. I'm about getting stir crazy to get my hands greasy again. So anyway, you all take care. We'll see you next time.